Welcome back. I think it's time that we talk about the freezing of the mortgage market and what that looks like to conduct business while the market is completely frozen. We need to talk about why this is going to happen, what it's going to look like, and I want to leave you and rekindle the hope within you that it's going to be okay, that there is a solution out there for you. I've been talking about it a lot on this channel. It exists, it is good, and you are going to be okay. So I'm Josh Bickford. It's great to have you back. I wanted to invite you into my home today for a conversation about something that I can feel in my bones is coming. And it will be here sooner than we think. What I want to talk about is the mortgage-backed security market and how I think that is being used to hide something from us, and how that what is being hidden is propping up the entire real estate market. Right now, the numbers and the data don't back up what the market is doing. Reminds me of the era when The Big Short took place. If you've watched that movie, it's one of my favorites. You know the reference. If you haven't, I can't recommend enough to watch it. It's so good. There's a scene in that movie where Bear Stearns' their stock is tanking. And Mark Baum, who's one of the characters in the movie, people who saw all of this coming, he is talking and he shares that that the current era in America is all fraud. And we've known for 15,000 years that doesn't work. That operating out of fraud and short-sightedness always goes south, and it always hurts the regular people of the country. I think we're there again. I would probably use the word lies more than fraud. But I think when you look at real estate data and you look at affordability and you look at inflation and you look at how little real estate values have moved in relation to how much the interest rates on the mortgages that back that real estate has moved. And I think if you think through all of that and look through all of it, what we're seeing in the market doesn't reflect the data. And when you start seeing that, it should set off alarm bells that, oh, there's something here that's not right. And that's where we are. So investors, giant investor pools buy mortgage-backed securities. And those are lots and lots of individual mortgages packaged up into 10 million, 100 million, 300 million, huge pools of mortgages. And those are like one of the safest and most stable investments. Those have always been bought for the income that they bring in. They're considered very safe. So places where the investments need to be safe, like annuities and retirements and stuff, they're in there. If you've got a 401k or an IRA or any of that, you probably have some of that in there if someone else manages it. What does it look like in that market with those investors who are assessing risk, who are looking at the fact that real estate values haven't fallen, but they probably should because of affordability, and are looking at the amount of short-term rentals that were bought with what amounts to garbage paper over the last few years, and all of the Airbnb listings you see everywhere and all the panic you see on the internet with the people who own those, that demand is down and all that kind of stuff. You've got affordability problems, you've got valuation problems, you have the potential for big numbers of people to walk away, and you are about to restart student loan repayment, which is another mortgage payment for a lot of people. That's just going to appear at a time when you're getting absolutely crushed with inflation. Credit card balances have never been higher. Lates on cars, like all this kind of stuff. There's all of this data that points that real estate is extremely risky right now, which would explain why the demand we think we see isn't real if you can go north of 5% in a risk-free, helps your taxes, treasury bonds. So you go buy treasuries, you can get north of a 5% return without risk, and it benefits your taxes too. Why would you pay similar with all of that risk in real estate right now? And what happens when we realize, and we being specifically people in real estate, and even more specifically, the people at lenders who are responsible for selling all the mortgages that they originate, what does it look like when we realize the demand isn't real? What does it look like when we realize there isn't really any buyers for this stuff, that there's no interest? And banks might be stuck with all of this on their books. I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like a frozen mortgage market. It looks like lenders pulling back till we figure out what's real. It looks like underwriting guidelines changing in mid-underwrite. It looks like if you're not A-plus paper, you're probably not going to be able to secure a mortgage. And if you are able to secure a mortgage, it's probably going to see a much higher interest rate than we're seeing right now, so as to attract the attention of the investors who would buy it. Because those investors need a return that reflects the risk in real estate right now. You're not going to get a 5.5% or a 6% return because there's a gap between the interest rate you pay and the return the investor gets. You're not going to take that if you can go 5.25%, 5.5% without any risk and benefits to your tax returns. Like, no, you're not going to do that. What else does that look like if you're in that environment? It looks like panic. It looks like the sky is falling. It looks like every waking moment on TV, on CNBC, where the whole world's in peril and industries are going to collapse and this is the end of the world. Oh no. I think that we're on the precipice of that. I think that is going to be here much sooner than we think. And I'm telling you now, before it happens, not, to make myself look like an idiot, of course. I believe in abundance for all. Like I think the plan for your life is abundance. I think that you should thrive. I've said all of this stuff on my channel countless times. I want you to feel the hope within you rekindled, that there's a solution to all of this. I've been talking about it forever. If you can't originate a new mortgage, or if that gets very difficult, how awesome does it look to conduct business with mortgages that already exist, where you don't have to go get a new one? You can just take over an existing mortgage, settle the cash difference in between, make sure that you get paid, and help everybody who comes to you. What does that look like for you? That's life-changing stuff. And beyond that, these mortgages that you would take over are at 2.5%, 3.5%. They're not at 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever they're going to go to. These are going to be affordable. They are available all over the place. The underwriting standards aren't going to change because they already exist. They're not going to need to appraise based on, upcoming purchase price and all that kind of stuff. This is something that it really is the lifeboat through the stormy seas that are coming. It's the way that you can grow your client base through the whole thing. I believe over the next few years, there are millions and millions of families in this country who are going to have to move. They're going to get relocated for work. They're going to, face hardships, so they need to get rid of their house. They're going to get divorced. They're going to get married. They're going, there's all kinds of reasons that people move. We know all of this. Those people are going to need help. And the people who are going to be best positioned to help them are people who understand that you don't have to originate a new mortgage to purchase a house. That just is. Those people are going to be able to help immensely. The people who know how to find those deals, whether they're listed or not. The people who know how to sell them when they're their own listing. To find buyers. When you have a seller, here's how you find buyers, how you attract them, because you're understanding how to sell 3% mortgages and not how to jump through hoops and write your name backwards and hope for the best that you luck out and make it through while everything is really seized up. I don't want that for you. You shouldn't want that for you. I want the dreams that you had when you started your business to be realized. I want you and your family to thrive. I want you to own property and not just sell it. All of this stuff. It's important to me. That's what I want to spend my life doing, is bringing about an abundance that we have gotten away from in this country, an abundance that all of us enjoy and not just a few people at the top. So sharing this all with you now. I'm going to make more videos. I'll link to them here. It's important to learn this stuff. It is a life raft for you. It is not going to be easy to try and make it through a frozen mortgage market and to, counter all of the bad news that you're getting all of the time if you don't have a solution that is way better than all of that stuff is in the first place. So next video will be about assumable mortgages, what they look like for FHA, VA, USDA, conventional mortgages, which are going to open up to that, I think, as a means to help people transact business. What are the risks involved? What are the rewards involved? How do you find them? How do you close them? I've put all of this stuff together. So check out that video. If you got value from this one, share it with a friend. Share the next one with a friend. Subscribe to the channel. We'll have more like this. Of course, this is the work that I do. There are dark days ahead, but you're going to make it. I want you to know that I am full of hope for you. I'm full of hope for our industry. I do not think the end is near. I think that our best days are ahead of us. And I think that we are going to see the very best in us come out through all of this. So if you want more information like this, you can subscribe to my channel. The In Bloom podcast has lots of this. We've got a couple other videos that are up, and there'll be more. Be sure to check out the video after this one. I'll put the card right up in the video so you can see it. That one will describe what this is and what it looks like and how you can learn more and what I've created for you for it. So do not give in to fear. Your best days are ahead, and I can feel the hope awakening within you, and I can feel you knowing that you're going to be okay. So God bless you. Have a fantastic day today, and I'll see you in the next video.